If you're an avid viewer of AuthorTube and you interact with videos from bigger creators in that sector, then be warned because scammers are coming for you. And I know this because I was targeted by one of them. About 3 or 4 weeks ago, a YouTuber called Shaylin Wrights, who has about 130,000 subscribers, posted a video that I left a comment on because I really enjoyed it. 3 days ago, I received this email from someone who claimed to be Shaylin Wrights. You can pause to read the emails I'm going to show you, but I was immediately suspicious for a couple of reasons. Reason number one is if you actually look at the email itself, you'll start to notice it gets a little sus very quickly. Now, I don't know how Shaylin writes. I've never read any of their writing, but I do have a pretty good idea of how they talk on camera, and this is not what it feels like. What it feels like is generative AI. Reason number two, and this may not be obvious to everyone, is that no big YouTuber, at least no big ethical YouTuber, is going to find the emails of their viewers and communicate them through that avenue. It's going to be through YouTube comments. If they have a Patreon, maybe they'll respond to messages there, depending on how they operate. But it's not going to be this way. And so I was immediately very suspicious. Now, if you're not me, the thing that I would suggest you do is either report these people when they come into your inbox, or just block them, ignore their emails, and move on. I'm not me, though. Partly because I wanted to dangle the carrot in front of this scammer, and then also partly because I still wasn't 100% sure. I was 99% sure that this wasn't Shaylin. I decided to write a small essay giving a couple of examples of this concept that was talked about in the video I commented on. I'm still not sure I got it completely right. Usually for newer concepts that I'm being introduced to, I take a while to fully get it down, so this may not be 100%. But one of the examples that I used was a very, let's say, provocative movie with a very, let's say, provocative title. It's this one. It's this one right here, the one that's censored, the one that I might not make any pennies off of this video because of. And just to be clear, I do stand by everything that I've said here 100%. I'm not just BSing with what I've written here, but I thought that if I used that specific title, then maybe I would get even the smallest reaction of oh, okay, interesting choice. Nope, I just get this email praising me for my response and restating some of the points that I made in summation, which, by the way, I did not explain tonal realism at all, let alone beautifully. It was just me giving examples of what I thought fit into that, so wrong there. But then they ask me what sort of tone and level of realism I incorporate into my own writing, sort of a way to keep me engaged before they spring what they're really here to talk about. Now, I felt pretty confident at this point, but it's still me. I'm still not always discerning of the way that everyone is, so I decided to get a second set of eyes. I sent some screenshots to my writing group friend, and they came back with no human person talks like this, and also, this is not Shaylin's real email. So at this point, I reported the scammer, I stopped responding to them, and I went on with my life. Okay, just please, I don't want this to go unseen. And at this point, anyone who has blood flowing through them would look at this and go, what am I looking at? Nope. It has to justify it somehow. What? It can't not make sense. What are you talking about? And then they swoop in with their pitch of just I'm starting a writers group that you'll probably need to pay to get into, and we're probably gonna farm whatever you write for AI, so I have faith you'll make the right choice. But I didn't realize that a day earlier, Shaylin had posted something to their community page that was people have clued me in on this. There's a scammer going around. This is not me. But I had messaged them on Instagram just saying can I confirm this is not you, before I'd seen that, so yeah, And they confirmed and were very polite and succinct about it. But this is supposedly happening with other authortubers who kind of have this big of a following. I can't really confirm who, but I definitely know that Shaylin Wrights is one of them. So If you get an email from a big YouTuber, it's not them, and they're not going to contact you that way. I would hope that they would not contact you at all, because that's just insanely unprofessional. But just to warn you, stay safe out there and stay discerning.